Fear is a natural human emotion. It's something that every single one of us has experienced at some point in our lives. Whether it's the fear of heights, the fear of failure, or even the fear of the unknown, this emotion is deeply ingrained in our psyche. It's a response that has been hardwired into us through millions of years of evolution. It's a survival mechanism, protecting us from danger. When our ancestors faced threats from wild animals or other dangers, fear triggered the fight or flight response, helping them to survive. This response is still with us today, even though the threats we face are often more psychological than physical. But fear can be paralyzing. It can stop us in our tracks, making it difficult to move forward. This paralysis can prevent us from taking risks, trying new things, or stepping out of our comfort zones. It can hold us back from achieving our goals and living the life we truly want. It can keep us from living our full potential. We all experience fear. It's part of being human, but it's important to recognize that fear is just an emotion. It doesn't have to define us or dictate our actions. We have the power to choose how we respond to it. It's part of being human. We can learn to understand our fears and where they come from. By doing so, we can start to take control of them rather than letting them control us. This process begins with self-awareness and a willingness to face our fears head-on, but we don't have to let it control us. There are many techniques and strategies that can help us manage fear. Mindfulness and meditation, for example, can help us stay grounded and present, reducing the power that fear has over us. Physical exercise and deep breathing can also be effective in calming our minds and bodies. We can learn to manage fear and use it to our advantage. When we face our fears, we often find that they are not as insurmountable as we thought. Each time we confront a fear and overcome it, we build confidence and resilience. This, in turn, makes it easier to face future fears. The first step to conquering fear is acknowledging it. By admitting that we are afraid, we take the first step towards overcoming it. This requires honesty and vulnerability, but it is a crucial part of the process. Once we acknowledge our fears, we can begin to understand them and take steps to address them. When we try to ignore fear, it only grows stronger. Suppressing our fears can lead to increased anxiety and stress. Instead, we need to face our fears head-on. This doesn't mean we have to tackle them all at once, but we can take small, manageable steps towards overcoming them. Instead, we need to face our fears head-on. By doing so, we can transform fear from a paralyzing force into a powerful motivator. When we learn to harness the energy of fear, we can use it to propel us forward, helping us to achieve our goals and live a more fulfilling life. The Stoics understood fear. They recognized it as a natural human emotion, one that everyone experiences at some point in their lives. Fear, they believed, was not something to be ashamed of, but rather something to be acknowledged and understood. By facing our fears head-on, we can learn to manage them and prevent them from controlling our lives. They knew it was a part of life. Fear is an inevitable companion on our journey through life, appearing in various forms and situations. Whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, or the fear of loss, it is always present. The Stoics taught that by accepting fear as a natural part of our existence, we can begin to diminish its power over us. But they also knew we didn't have to be controlled by it. The key, they believed, was to develop a mindset that allowed us to confront our fears with rationality and composure. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, we can learn to observe our fears without being overwhelmed by them. This approach enables us to respond to fear in a measured and thoughtful manner, rather than reacting impulsively. They believed in focusing on what we could control. The Stoics emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. By directing our energy and attention towards the things we can influence, we can reduce the anxiety and stress that often accompany fear. This principle encourages us to take proactive steps in managing our fears rather than feeling helpless in the face of uncertainty. Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." His teachings remind us that much of our fear stems from worrying about things we cannot change. By letting go of these concerns, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and focus on what truly matters. This perspective allows us to cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience, even in the face of adversity. His words are just as true today as they were centuries ago. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded with information and faced with countless uncertainties. The wisdom of the Stoics offers a timeless guide for navigating these challenges. By applying their principles, we can develop the mental fortitude to face our fears with confidence and grace. We can't control everything that happens to us. Life is unpredictable, and we will inevitably encounter situations that are beyond our control. However, the Stoics teach us that our true power lies in how we choose to respond to these events. By maintaining a calm and composed demeanor, we can navigate even the most challenging circumstances with dignity and strength. But we can control our reactions. Our thoughts, attitudes, and actions are within our control, and it is through these that we can shape our experience of fear. By cultivating a mindset of resilience and determination, we can transform fear into an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. This approach empowers us to face our fears with courage and to emerge stronger on the other side. We can choose to face our fears with courage and determination. The Stoic approach to fear is not about eliminating fear entirely, but about learning to live with it in a way that enhances our lives. By embracing fear as a natural part of the human experience and developing the skills to manage it effectively, we can lead more fulfilling and meaningful lives. The wisdom of the Stoics provides us with the tools to navigate our fears with grace and to find strength in the face of adversity. The first step to overcoming any fear is to identify it. What are you afraid of? Be specific. Write it down. Seeing your fears in black and white can be incredibly powerful. Sometimes the things we fear the most are not as scary as we imagine. Once we identify our fears, we can start to challenge them. We can ask ourselves, is this fear rational? What's the worst that could happen? Often the answer is not as bad as we initially thought. Once we've identified our fears, we can start to break them down. Often our fears are based on irrational thoughts and beliefs. Challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, what's the evidence for this fear? What's the likelihood of it actually happening? By breaking down our fears, we can start to see them for what they really are, often nothing more than illusions. Accepting what you cannot control. Some things are beyond our control. We can't control the weather, we can't control the economy, and we can't control other people's actions. Trying to control the uncontrollable only leads to more anxiety. Instead, focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Accept the things you cannot change. Embrace the uncertainty of life. This is where true freedom lies. Visualizing success. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming fear. When we visualize ourselves succeeding, we train our minds for success. Close your eyes and imagine yourself facing your fear with courage and confidence. See yourself overcoming the challenge. Feel the sense of accomplishment. The more you visualize success, the more likely you are to achieve it. Your mind will start to believe it's possible. Practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being fully engaged in the here and now. When we're mindful, we're not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We're focused on the present. This can be incredibly helpful in managing anxiety. There are many ways to practice mindfulness. Meditation is one way, but even simple things like paying attention to your breath or focusing on your senses can make a big difference. Seeking support when needed. You don't have to face your fears alone. Sometimes it's helpful to talk to someone you trust, a friend, family member, therapist, or coach. Talking about your fears can help you to understand them better. It can also help you to feel less alone. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to admit you need support. Courage, the antidote to fear. Courage is a powerful force that can transform our lives. It is the antidote to fear, the key to unlocking our true potential. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the ability to move forward despite feeling afraid. It's about acknowledging your fears and choosing to act anyway. It's action in the face of fear. When you take that leap, whether it's bungee jumping off a bridge or surfing a massive wave, you're embracing courage. It's doing what you need to do, even when you're afraid. Climbing a steep hill, crossing a narrow bridge, or walking alone on a dark path, these are all acts of courage. Every time you face a fear, you become a little bit braver. Each challenge you overcome, each fear you face, adds to your reservoir of courage. You build your courage muscle. Just like lifting weights or practicing yoga strengthens your body, facing your fears strengthens your spirit, and you realize that you are capable of more than you thought possible. Standing at the top of a mountain, arms raised in victory, you see the world from a new perspective. So, take a deep breath, step outside your comfort zone and face your fears. Whether it's stepping into a river or walking through a dense forest, each step you take is a testament to your courage. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving. Jumping in the air with joy, standing proudly after an achievement, you realize that courage has transformed you. Embrace it and let it guide you to new heights. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the Stoic Whisperer channel for more insightful content.